Good evening and welcome to a Monday night edition of the Football Bloggers podcast. At the moment, we've got Dor coming in later, but for now, we've got Jake, Punk Chef 41 from Sheffield Wednesday. Evening, Jake.
Evening, all. How we're all doing?
Evening, Jake. There's also Ben, who's just
he's off.
He's gone. All right. So after Tyler, we've got Tyler Rollinson in, who's a Charlton fan, and we should get Ben back in a minute. I don't know quite what's happening.
Right now, we're all doing.
But he'll be back. We've just had the FA Cup draw, so we're going to be... he's back. Just wait a minute. We'll just bring him back into the stream. Hi, Ben. Where did you go? Ben at Cod's Vlogs.
You right, mate? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, absolutely perfect.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. We're going to go just round the squares and talk about our games over the weekend and last week, if you want, guys. First of all, we'll start off with Jake Punk, Chef 41, Sheffield Wednesday. He's gone again. But yeah, how Sheffield Wednesday? Tell us all about it.
We got a 1-1 draw with Swansea, which was not a bad result, really, considering how Swansea are playing. Outplayed them in the first half, played really well, controlled the game, got a goal from a set piece. Really smart corner, considering we can't actually beat our first man when it comes to any set piece. Played it low, got a nice volley. But second half, they then went and controlled it again. It's that typical kind of trying to get too hard together. And I was speaking to a Swansea City fan who said they're the same. They can't dare play really well one half and really well the next half. So they can't get it. But they got a good goal, and then they could have won it at the end. They were remonstrating with the referee, but before the ball went in the back of the net, the referee had already blown his whistle for an offence. No one quite knows what it was for, if it was for a handball or whatever. And that was at the dying embers of the game. So we were lucky to come out with just a 1-0 draw there. And then we got a draw against Stoke at home. And that was just a really bore fest. It wasn't really much to talk about. It was one of those games where it went a lot slower and you felt more knackered after watching the game. So really? We're in a situation where we need to start scoring. We had it where Jordan Rowe came on as a substitution in the second half and then got subbed off again. He wasn't injured, didn't seem to be an issue. So we got that kind of now making the talking points. Has he done it Wednesday? Is he something going on? But it's one of those situations at the minute. We're going to be a work in progress for whoever gets it going again, because even Pewley said at the end, this is a tough gig. And I think he's only realised how tough it actually is. And you don't really want to hear your manager saying that straight away after only a couple of games.
Yeah, it's just, it was looking good a few weeks ago, and then it's all kind of gone a bit, you were feeling confident, you got your points back, and do you think you can get out of this situation? Will you be still down there at Christmas? Can you see any sort of light at the end of the tunnel with Sheffield at the moment? Or
We're built to defend now, which is the best bit. We're defending really solid. But We're now having to get the goals, and we haven't really got a proven goal scorer at the minute.
No.
And people say, yeah, Jordan Rose a proven goal scorer 4 years ago. He's not really done anything since.
No, he hasn't. He used to be a great player, didn't
he? It's that situation where he's now 30, and we're relying on him, and we don't have Marriott, who's gone back to Derby injured. Windass is still suspended for 2 more games. So we're really clutching at straws for strikers. So it's an interesting one. We just need to go more. And if you can get a win, it might start turning it. But it's when we get that win, because we've got Reading on Wednesday, who are flying with our ex-player Lucas Zhao. He's having a season to remember.
Yeah, he's mustard. He's absolutely mustard.
Then we've got Norwich City at the weekend. And then you've got the difficult factor going into all the Christmas games. So we need to start picking up points now. I think it's going to be an interesting one with this one. So it needs to start picking up quick, but I don't know how quick we can get it, because you can see teams can start clawing away. But the only nice thing is Derby and Forest still are terrible as well.
Yeah, so there's still a chance. Right, we've got down below you, we've got Tyler Rollinson, Charlton fan. Somebody is posting, I've got to put this comment up because you've probably seen it anyway. You can see the comments, but somebody said, what is it? Liam James, here we are. just to make you feel great. If Kane Larkin and the Milky Bar Kid had a child, it would be that Charlton fan at the bottom. So the Milky Bar Kid is Tyler Rowlinson. He's a great Charlton blogger. So tell us all about it. Tyler, Charlton flying at the moment. Very happy.
Yeah, oh God, I get that Milky Bar comment all the time. But yeah, Charlton are fine at the moment. But to be fair, our week didn't get off to the best of starts. Our 8-game unbeaten run come crashing down with a 4-2 loss over Burton, who were bottom and had 1 win all season at the time we played them. It was the most freak game of football I've ever seen. We gave away 3 goals, literally just kicked the ball straight to him off the pitch for corners. It was nothing like I'd ever seen. Like we'd never played football before. It was absolutely unbelievable. And then I won't talk about that game anymore. It's just embarrassing to watch. So we needed a bit of a wake-up call, a bit of a rocket up the arse. Yeah. And then on Saturday, we took on Ipswich and absolutely dominated them, beat them 2-0. Albie Morgan and Omar Bogle were their first goals of the season. Morgan, I was so happy for both of them, man, especially Bogle. He's been under so much criticism this season, people going, oh, he's not good enough. And I'm like, he's played well. He's held up the ball well. He's been playing well. It's just the goal that he lacks. And when he gets one, he'll be firing on all cylinders. Now he's got one. It's just a massive confidence boost. But yeah, we needed that reaction after that defeat to Burton, and we got that. And now we're third, 4 points off the top with a game in hand over Peterborough. So hopefully we keep that going. We got MK Dons on Wednesday and then Shrewsbury on Saturday. So winnable games there, and hopefully we can carry on.
So what's the general sort of feeling with your followers up there? Are you fancying promotion this season? You think you're looking good for it? Looked a good team when you came to Blackpool.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's got to be the aim now. I think at the start of the season, we were just hoping just keep the club afloat. I couldn't care less where we finished, just keep the club afloat. Now that the ownership is sorted out and we've got a squad that is more than capable of challenging for the very top of this league, I think top 2 could well be an ambition this season. We can definitely do it.
And this new chairman, he's a bit of a character, isn't he? That you've got. Are you liking him so far? Is he? What sort of things are coming out from from inside Charlton? He's gone again. He's in and out, isn't he? I don't know what's up with him. So what's the sort of the general sort of things that are coming out, the sound bites from the club? Is it all sounding really positive?
Yes, buzzing. The Great Danes really turned us around, as you probably have done your research. Bit of a character, rock star. But yeah, he's all things positive. Got the transfer embargo lifted, signed players when we couldn't do that under previous ownerships, and he's been communicating with the fans, which is something that we've needed. Like our previous ownerships, that was what lacked, and now that we've got that openness with the ownership, who's willing to listen to the fans and take things on board, it's going swimmingly at the moment, and all fair play to him, man. He has quite literally saved our club. Yeah,
absolutely. Because you were looking in a real mess at one time. It looked like you were going, completely. It's because we were watching, quite a lot of reports on TV, and it didn't look promising at all for Charlton, did it? It looked really, really worrying times. But a lot happier now.
Definitely.
They're a good side, Charlton. They've been an established championship club, and for quite a while, haven't they? So I suppose being down here has been a bit of a blow to all your fans, I would say. Nice stadium, and it's a nice place, Charlton. We've been there before. It's good. Right, I better take the next one then, because I don't know what's happened to Cod's vlogs.
Ben said once he gives you the thumbs up, let him come in. Once he got it all sorted.
Oh right, okay. Yes, I will let him back in. Okay. Well, okay. We'll talk about Blackpool. We had a bit of a mixed bag of a week. We played Doncaster Rovers last Tuesday, and we were 2-0 up at half time, and we were looking great for it. We were looking fantastic. Everything. Doncaster hadn't really come out of their own half for the whole of the first half, and in my comments in my stream, people were predicting 5-0 and 4-0, that sort of thing, because you couldn't see it any other way really. It was just one-way traffic, and we were playing very, very well. Doncaster made a change at half time. I think I'll just bring Ben back in. I think he's coming. Yeah, Doncaster made it's gone again. Doncaster made a substitution at half time, which seemed to make a difference. They changed the shape against us, and we just went from being playing like a Rolls Royce to playing like a steam engine. We just lost we just lost our way. The referee seemed to turn on us as well, as he gave him an offside goal and then a soft penalty, and then he denied us a clear handball penalty at the end. So we were a bit, sick on that, because at the time we were looking at like live position in the league at half time, and we were up to 10th. Which was great, after the start we're working our way back up, and then it all just fell apart. So they're a young team, and a lot of people saying, well, that might kill the confidence, because we had a really good run of games. But then, we had the FA Cup. Fortunately, it was against, a low side in Harrogate Town, and we just played fantastic, really did turn it on. Second half, we were just way, way too good for them. We could have been a couple up in the first half, but second half it was just a job professionally well done. 4-0, and we're in the draw, and we're all sort of like happy again. So it's
to be fair, you have what we had, no red card, so it was nice.
Yeah, no red card.
It's like the first game in ages we haven't had a red card every game.
Yeah,
so keep 10 men on the pitch.
They got a red card at the end, and it just was a little bit. It was sad, really, because the guy. It was a one-on-one chase with Medine, and he kind of stumbled over, and then Medine kind of stumbled over him. You know what I mean? It was. Yeah. I thought it was really harsh, and there was only 5 minutes to go. We're already like 4-0 up. That would have made it 5-0. I didn't think he needed sending off, to be honest. I thought it could have just, you know what I mean? Sometimes non-league. Yeah. Right, Ben's here. We're just going to bring him in. How are you, Ben? What's going on there? You having a bit of trouble?
No sound, mate.
No sound. Okay.
Right. He's trying to sort it out, I think.
Yep. No worries.
I don't know what's going on with Ben. He was absolutely perfect, wasn't he, before the show? Yeah. So sorry, we're having a bit of a problem with Cod Vlogs at the moment, but Ben will be back. I see Lisa's in the chat, and
get on if she wants.
Dor will be coming in. Maybe later when Dor's here. Right. While we wait for Ben to come back, let's just have a little look at the comments, see if I can find anything. Somebody's actually mentioned to Lisa, if Derby lose on Wednesday, then it's officially their worst start to the Championship in 30 years. So can you do them?
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, will Lisa be spared the worst start to the Championship in 30 years by the mighty Sheffield Wednesday? Luke, you didn't do Preston for us, can you? We did Lisa for Dor.
We got Reading on Wednesday.
Oh, well.
Let's see who Derby got.
Oh, no, sorry. If Derby lose on Wednesday, they're not playing Wednesday. On Wednesday. Who are they playing? Sorry about that. I thought it was
Are we playing Derby?
Yeah, no, okay. So if
Derby lose on Wednesday. There you go,
yeah. It's an interesting one with Derby, because they're trying to get everything sorted when the takeover happens. Mainly, so they don't want to put someone in charge yet until that takeover done and dusted, and they can get whoever they want in.
Rooney's taken over at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, Rooney's actually now got it, because what it seems like at one point it was a load of the coach plus Rooney, and then they brought in Steve McLaren to help out as well. And it just kind of like there was like too many chefs in one kitchen and it not working. So it's an interesting one.
Should we get Lisa in to discuss the Derby situation, or do we want to go to the FA Cup?
Yeah,
I know we've got Ben's back first. So Lisa is actually saying, if Derby bring in a manager and not Rooney, the takeover is happening within 48 hours. Money in January, then who knows? We need to win tomorrow, but relegation battle all the way. So
we're in the same boat.
I was really surprised by Derby's start. I mean, I wasn't too keen on Philip Cocu last season, because you remember their start last year was poor as well. I thought Cocu should have got the sack a lot earlier than he did, but yeah, he had to go this season. But I'm just so surprised, because they've got good players in that team. Martin Waghorn, Bielik. They've got good players there. Same with Forest as well. Yeah. They've started bad as well.
I can't believe Forest are doing so bad. What do you think? Well, we'll have a chat with Dor when it comes in.
There is some very big clubs in this relegation battle. When you put us, Forest, Derby, and you got the two that you kind of expect with Coventry and Wickham, and that's no disrespect. It's that whole kind of new club coming up from League One and not being in the Championship. You kind of expect them to be there, and that's no disrespect. But you look at when the Derby Forest, that two big sides, three big sides in history sense, that are just shouldn't be nowhere near them when you look at what the quads are and what's going on. It just seems it could be a very interesting little battle there between them if somebody doesn't get going quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
We're coming into the Christmas period, and it's that usual thing where you are at Christmas is normally where you finish, and all teams down there, we're not scoring. We're all either getting little draws or we're getting the odd win. We haven't got a win yet on the Pewley, but it's that whole situation. If it doesn't start going right soon, you're going to get even more adrift and more adrift. I think the transfer window in January is going to be very crucial for the team down there, what they can bring in, who they want in, and how we all get on down there, really, because teams you don't expect at all in that situation.
Yeah.
It's quite amazing. Somebody's saying, Dennis Hutch has just actually commented that Ben without no sound, did someone find a genie? Right. Somebody's asking, should we bring Lisa in if she wants to come in? Should we give her a chance to talk about Derby? Will we like her in while we wait for Ben to sort himself out? I'll just put this. I don't know what's going on with Ben at all. It's very strange. He was perfect before the show started, so I don't know what's happened there. So I'll just put a link in the chat there if Lisa can see that. She wants to come on, tell us about Derby and the takeover. Right, moving on to the FA Cup then. Blackpool got West Brom at home.
Not bad, it's Premiership team.
Yeah, we were sort of almost like last out of the bag as well, and there were some easy teams in it. There was only about 6 of us left, and we got the toughest of the draws. But I think it's a bit of a tough one, if I'm being honest. I don't think that's an easy draw by any stretch of the imagination. And there is a chance that we may be able to get in to see it.
Yeah, that would be good. But that depends what tier you're in. What tier are you in?
We're in tier 3 at the moment, but they are reviewing it, aren't they?
Yeah, so it's like we're in tier 3, and there's so many clubs that need to be out of the tier, but it's getting done by a county by county, not by town.
Yeah, well, we're sort of grouped with Lancashire, and it's a lot of people complaining because we're not as bad as the rest of Lancashire. You know what I mean? But we have been grouped with them, so. But it would just be great to. To watch that match. I just hope to God we're back in by then. But obviously it's going to be limited numbers.
Yeah.
The whole tier are you guys in then? What tier are you? You're in 3.
We're in tier 3.
Tyler, what tier are you in?
I'm in tier 2.
So you can go back.
Yeah.
Are you going back? Are the fans going back?
Yeah, we're back on Wednesday against MK Dons. We're letting 2,000 fans in, but the way we're doing it is we got just over 4,000 season tickets. So what the club's doing, I think this is really good. They're putting all the season tickets in like a ballo, like a random draw sort of thing. Yeah. So they'll draw a select 2,000 for Wednesday's game, and for those who didn't go to that game, will then go to the next one.
So how many season tickets have you sold?
I think we sold just over 4,000, so we're getting 2,000 in. I didn't get one personally because we obviously fans weren't allowed in at the start of the season, so it wouldn't make sense to get one really. And obviously we were under poor ownership at the time, so I didn't want to put my money in the wrong hands. But yeah, I'm gutted I can't go, but it is what it is. But at least it's steady, isn't it? You get a certain amount of number of fans in, and then
it'll get money. It'll get much needed money through the door.
Oh yeah.
How many does your stadium hold, Tyler, at Charlton now?
Just over 27,000.
So 27. See, this is what I don't understand. It's like Blackpool would be allowed 2,000 in, and we've got like a 17,000. How many would you be allowed in?
We've got a 34,000 stadium.
Yeah, I was going to
say,
how many would both of us?
You're only allowed to, if you're in tier 2, you're only allowed 2,000.
So regardless of no matter how big your stadium is, so you can tell 36,000.
4,000 if it's tier 1, 2,000 if it's tier 2, and no fans in tier 3.
Right, okay, we just got Lisa here. We'll just add her into the stream. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Until Ben comes back. We're just talking about... we have been talking about Derby, so we'll just quickly go back to Derby. What tier are you in, Lisa, in Derby? What tier are you in? Are you tier 3?
Tier 3, yeah, tier 3.
Yeah, so you can't have fans back either at the moment, no.
No, thank God.
Yeah, it would be pretty hostile, would it, at the moment with Derby? What's going on down there? Because, and what do you think of Rooney? Obviously, is he not up to the job? Do you think?
No, I don't think he is. I think one, he's not done his coaching badges. Secondly, he's far too inexperienced. I don't want him as manager at Derby County in any shape, way, or form. Not yet. He's not experienced enough. If I knew what was going on at Derby County, I wish I could tell you. I've never been so bored watching Derby. I've never been so disillusioned about the whole football club at the moment. From top to bottom, there's something fundamentally wrong at the club. This takeover can't happen quick enough for me. And I'm led to believe Rooney's come out and said it's going to be within the next sort of 48 hours. Right. Look, on paper, we've got a decent squad. We're just really, really underperforming massively at the moment, which is sad to see. You know, the league table doesn't lie. We're absolutely appalling. We can't score at the moment. We've got no recognised number 9 at the football club, which is a major problem. However, on Saturday, Colin Kazim Richards started the game for the first half. Derby were absolutely the best I've seen him play all season. He played really well. He was that target man up front that we've been severely lacking. He was big, strong. He was getting stuck in. He had a goal disallowed that shouldn't have been. And he played really well. And then Rooney, I think, unfortunately, his inexperience told, and his substitutions were totally wrong, and it changed the game. And they scored a scrappy goal, really. And it was a poor goal that they scored to equalise. So, yes, it was disappointing to get a draw against Wycombe. However, we didn't get beat, so that's a bonus, I think.
Yeah, we got beat by them and gave them their first win, so I think that's lucky.
How did you get beaten by them?
We were crap. We've been crap all season. You're not seeing
that's one way of putting it.
Yeah.
We got players on paper like Derby who should be doing the business, and they're just not. Whatever the reason, there's something not right there yet. But I think with Tony Peel, if we've got the right man that can kick them up all the backsides and make them that kind of team, we looked a lot better defensively. But Wycombe, we were just poor. We just didn't have a really attacking threat. Interesting about Colin Richards, because we all kind of took the piss out of that signing.
I did.
And we were like, what the hell is that signing? But he looks up for it. He actually looks like he's ready for this, doesn't he?
I tell you something, he looks physically fit. He looks, as in, you know, he's trim, he's fit, he's big, he's strong. And he was a breath of fresh air on Saturday to actually see a natural number 9 playing in the football side. They were getting balls up to him, he was winning balls, he was getting stuck in. I know if you look at his history, he's not been a prolific goal scorer, but he made a massive difference to that team. And Wayne made 7 changes. He brought experience in and took the youth out. I think that helped, because I think he realises when you're down there, some of these kids, like I've said before, and on many shows I've been on, I don't think you can rely on youth when you are losing game after game after game. No. You've got to have experience, because you can ruin a young player. You can ruin their progression if they're playing in a losing team week in, week out. It's not good for their confidence. So you need experience, I think, which is why he brought Curtis Davis back in. He brought all the older players back in. And although we had Lewis Sibley playing, he was probably the youngest one we had playing. So, and then he changed it around again in the second half, and I think it upset the balance of the team, and that's when we sort of went off it a little bit.
I did hear a rumour that before that game he had a talk with Alex Ferguson asking him some advice, and I wonder how much that just gone like go enjoy it or something.
Well, he's also got McLaren, and you know I didn't want McLaren back at the football club as a manager, but to have McLaren back in as the position he's got at the football club, it's a wonderful signing for me. And I think Steve McLaren's going to be helping him and advising him and directing him, and possibly maybe, all being well, helping out on the coaching front, because you can't want for a better coach than Steve McLaren. You know, he worked at Man United under Ferguson for a long, long time. And we played the best
last time.
Yeah, we played the best football under Steve McLaren for quite a number of years. So I didn't want him back as a manager, because we've been there, done that, you know, got that T-shirt. But to have him back in the capacity that he's in to help the new owners when they come in, I think it's a really, really good, astute signing on Mel's part. And, well, I think it's the new owner's part as well.
Right, good. So somebody just asked a question of you, actually, Lisa. Quick question here. Jake Davis quickly says, for Lisa, is a Swansea fan, does she think Steve Cooper will go to Derby? Have you heard anything about that?
Yes, he's heavily linked again, but I think everybody is at the moment. It keeps changing. The odds keep changing from manager to manager. I really can't see him leaving Swansea, not when they're doing so well. I watched that game yesterday. It was a boring game yesterday between Forest and Swansea. Make no bones about it. I think they got an ugly win, as I would call it, which you need to in the Championship sometimes. I can't see him leaving Swansea to come and have a relegation battle with Derby unless these new owners who have got lots and lots of money are prepared to pay him a lot of money to come and do it. So I'd be surprised if it's him.
Right. Okay. As you can see, I think, Ben, you've sorted out your sound and everything, have you? Can you hear us now? You say we were sounding like Dolly.
Yep.
I can hear you. Can you hear us okay?
I might be a bit out of sync, but just let that go today.
No worries.
No, it's fine.
You're fine before we went live, and now I can't hear you. And I can hear you now.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll just let you tell us about Fleetwood because you've missed your chance. So if you just want to tell us how Fleetwood have gone on the past week and the weekend for those people from Fleetwood who are tuning in, tell us all about it, Ben.
We drew 1-1. It was a good point against Sunderland. It was a game that was moved back a few days. I know we weren't in the FA Cup, as Joe would like to remind me. But again, it was disappointing we got knocked out in the first round. Again, we can concentrate on the league. Got a good point. Came from 1-0 down, responded well with a nice goal. And I thought we were the better team after it went 1-1. So decent point gained, and hopefully 3 tomorrow.
Okay. Who have you got tomorrow?
We've got Northampton away, mate. And tough game again. Place that we've always struggled. We won there 1-0 last time we went, and Cairns made probably the best triple save I've ever seen in my life. We got I think over 1.5 million views. He got David De Gea tweeted him. It was all over Sky.
Wow,
amazing! And again, got us 3 points, and hopefully the same again tomorrow.
Right. Okay. Who's everybody else got in midweek? I think you've got who?
We got Reading, the return of our striker that we let go for 7 million and didn't really do anything for us, but now he seems to have found his feet, and that seems like the Wednesday way.
That's how it happens, isn't it? Quite often you get rid of these strikers, they come back to haunt you, don't they? So that's a tough one for you. Lisa, I think somebody mentioned in the comments that you're playing on Wednesday, are you?
No, we've got Coventry tomorrow night. So it's a massive game.
Is this going to be your worst start in 30 years or something if you lose to Coventry? Is it somebody?
It's our worst start of a football season for about 130 odd years, to be honest with you. It's honestly, it's unbelievable. I think we've got the lowest goals scored in the whole of England, I think, possibly to the start of the season after these so many games. It's awful. I can't remember a worse start to a season.
It's amazing that you and Forest, and I would have thought both of you would have been up, the other end of the table, and you're both struggling.
And I watched Forest yesterday, and they were as bad as Derby. To be fair, they were awful. So yeah,
I know. Dor didn't look very happy about it. Who will hopefully he might come in later. He may not be able to handle it. I don't know. Sometimes he doesn't come in after a defeat.
I do take a little bit of satisfaction with seeing Forest lose with Lyle Taylor. Him playing with him now. I saw a clip of him on Twitter crying on the telly the other day. I was like, I was loving it.
So who are you playing, Tyler? Tomorrow? Have you got a game tomorrow?
Yeah, we're playing on Wednesday against the franchise MK Dons.
Well, they're beatable, aren't they? At the moment, they didn't look too good when Blackpool played them. I thought they were pretty.
They've got Richard Keogh. They'll be all right now.
Yeah, Cameron Jerome up front as well, which surprised me. They got him. Yeah, it's a winnable game.
Blimey. Right, so just going on to the Cup. We were just talking about the FA Cup. So we got Lisa in. Derby, you've got, is it Chorley away?
Yes, Chorley away, yes.
Great draw for Chorley.
I'm gutted because I love going to those sort of games, and it would have been a grand I go to. It's just a shame that we can't be there, but I could see them beating us, to be fair with you, the way Derby are at the minute.
That would be an upset, wouldn't it?
Massively. Yeah. Well, they've just beat Peterborough, and they're top of the league, League One, aren't they, Peterborough?
They were up near the top. They've just gone a bit off the boil. Blackpool beat them a couple of weeks ago, and they've just slid down. But they are second, are they? Are you just behind them? I think they're second, aren't they, Peterborough?
Yeah, we're third behind them, 2 points behind.
2 points behind with a game in hand, aren't you? So they could slip down to third. They have just kind of just lost a bit of form recently, but they're
that's typical Peterborough, isn't it? Though they just sort of die off like around the Christmas period and sort of fall apart.
Yeah, they're perennially, don't they? But they're always sort of like a decent side, aren't they? I always feel, whenever you get Peterborough, you're always thinking, it's not one you're confident you're going to win. If that, they always seem to put out a decent side in this division, but they never quite make it, do they? Never quite make it.
It seems to get to Christmas and it, like I said, it just goes downhill. It seems like they have a really bad Christmas hangover, and something doesn't click there. And it's
a bit like Derby.
A bit like Wednesday. Wednesday has been like that for years. But it's one of those things. You see Peterborough with one of the things. Surely they've got to go up sooner or later.
Well, they keep producing really quality players. Like, didn't they produce Ivan Toney? He's scoring for fun.
They did, yeah. But then they sell them on, don't they? They have to sell them to keep going. It's a shame, really. But I'll just answer Stephen Cram. Hi, Stephen. Says great draw for Blackpool earlier. Fancy the Pill to beat West Brom. Do the lads agree? I thought of the balls that were left in the bag, and there's only 6 teams left. That they were the one team I didn't want to get. But at least it's a home draw, but it doesn't really matter, does it? A home if we're not going to be there. That's the thing. It's whether we're going to be taken out of tier 3 and into tier 2 and can have a couple of thousand there. That would be great. So I'd really like to go and do that match. You know what I mean? Live. I don't mind the watch alongs, but I just like to, I would like to go to a game. I would really like to go to a game soon. Let's go down in the comments, see if I can see anything else very quickly. You're out of the cup, aren't you, Tyler? So we can't talk about you.
We're out in round 1.
There's some tasty draws in there. We may actually have Sharky in later. They've got art. Well, there's a couple of really good games, and particularly Marine. They must be
a good game.
Spurs at home,
yeah, Tottenham.
Yeah.
Just got fans in.
Yeah, I mean that's a mega game for Marine. They must be buzzing in Marine. I mean, did you see the goal? It was it was like virtually the last kick of the game, wasn't it? A bit scrappy.
Yeah.
Bit of a scrappy goal, but honestly, just that last, 120th minute, wasn't it, goal for them? And what a great reward, eh? Tottenham away. They must be buzzing in Marine. I can't imagine how they must be feeling today.
They'll have fans there because they'll all be hanging out of the houses, won't they? Because all the houses overlook the pitch.
Oh God, yeah, they aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they'll all be able to watch it then, won't they?
What you're basically saying is people are going to be renting rooms out all of a sudden for big money. That get paid.
Be brilliant if they turn them over as well. Be brilliant if they got a result.
But you can see that being a game where Mourinho's going to like, in a sense, just because he likes those kind of little clubs and he'll do something special for them or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a question in for Tyler saying, is there going to be a live reaction for the match against MK Dons? And when is the next career mode video coming up?
Chances are probably be a match reaction for MK Dons. I don't normally do live reactions in midweek. As for career mode, probably this week.
This week, okay. You heard it here first. Phil is saying, what do you think?
Don't read that. I was going to say, don't read that.
Yeah, do we need that surname? What do you think of Celtic crashing out to Ross County in the cup?
They're a team that at the minute I think need a new direction. I don't think Neil Lennon got that team running anymore. I think they're running out.
He'll be sacked soon.
I think he can go, but I also think their fans were moronic. You're in a pandemic. You're going to a stadium to protest. You're causing criminal damage. I understand being passionate for your fan, for your club and everything. And I don't think it helps that Rangers are doing so much better than them. And for so long, Celtic fans have it easy. They could take it all and do everything. Now Rangers are actually starting to show something. They're a little bit like, oh, crap, what do we do here? And what they did last night was that could potentially put Celtic, Scottish football back by a lot. Because they might turn around and say, you know what, because Celtic's done this, we're going to have to keep you in lockdown longer because we can't risk the numbers going up. And that could be hurtful for Scottish football. I think that I'm all for being passionate about your club. I'm all for supporting it. But when you go and do criminal damage, when you go and attack police officers, when you go and attack players, you're not being fans, you're being bugs. And if anyone got a problem with that in the comments, then I'm sorry.
No, I agree with
I agree with you as well. Post in the comments if you agree with Jake. I think that's a very good point. Football Prime Ginger is actually in the
police officers are there to do a job. They don't want to get attacked. They don't want to go. They want to go home to their families. So,
I'm actually a retired police officer. I don't know if you know. So I did. And I've done a lot of football matches, and I've had worked Birmingham City, Millwall games, and Wolves, West Brom, and it's not nice having bricks and things thrown at you. So it's a difficult enough job. Yeah.
Football Prime Ginger has asked if he can come on at 9 to have a rant about Celtic. So we'll bring him in, and he can tell us what he thinks of the Celtic fans as well. From a Celtic fan, that will be interesting. No looking lockdowns here. Hi, Stockport County. Yes, of course. You got a great. You're happy with that? West Ham at home. Blackpool got West Brom at home. So we're both playing a team with West in the name. Let's go down a bit further. Let's have a look.
Can't believe Door's hiding.
Liam said he was working till 8. Liam Barnett says Celtic fans yesterday will do the fans back case in Scotland. No favours at all. I get their point, but violence and lack of distancing is just giving the government a brush to tar us all with. Totally agree. That's more or less what you're saying there, aren't you? It is shocking, really. I don't think we'll get anybody in the comments thinking that what Celtic did was good, because it certainly isn't.
I'd had some people when I spoke to us said, "Oh, it's passion." I say, "Not passion. It's not passion.
It's thuggery.
It ain't passion if you're smashing cars up and beating up police officers."
No.
There's
At the end
passion.
of the day, they could potentially knock Scotland football back to letting Bam back in. And I wouldn't. I would not blame the government if they turn around and say, "You know what? We're not doing it."
Yeah.
So you're all going to have to hate Celtic fans, and that's not all Celtic fans. Let me just bear in. It's just a small minority that decided to turn up. You lost the game. You're not going to win a cup. Big whoop. Get over it. You're not as good as you used to be. You need to evolve. Football teams evolve, and you've not evolved quick enough. You've gone back to a manager that you've sacked before, and now you're going back. You're looking like you've got no other options. And I get being angry with the board. I get you want people out and all this kind of stuff, but that's not going to make them listen to your point.
Talk of the devil.
Get him off! Get him off!
Door is here.
What happened?
Right, for those that have been waiting for Door to come in.
Where's that Forest top? Oh, you're not wearing it tonight, are you?
No, I've just finished work.
Lyle Taylor cried on the telly.
So, Door, do you want to relive it for us now? You've just come in. We've talked about our clubs. What is going on at Nottingham Forest, Door?
Listen, let me say something. I'm happy Lisa's here because at least we're not bad as them. That's the most important thing.
You're not far off.
Listen to me. We're not as bad as you lot, but that's 3 games, 3 defeats, no goals.
What's the problem, Door?
It's more the behind the scenes.
Yeah,
that's where the problem is.
What's going on behind the scenes then at Forest? Or
if I talk, I get in trouble.
Right.
Okay. All right. No problem. So
that's the problem because you know what? I should be allowed to say it. But
you've got to be careful, though, haven't you?
I've got to be careful what I say because, like I said, if you look on Twitter, on social media, if you see the hashtag at Forest, you'll know what it is. Because I know so much, it just
you got a relationship with a club and you don't want to tarnish that by well, not meant to be. I understand that.
I think for weeks I felt like seeing a vlog about it, like just about what's happening, but everyone knows as a YouTuber, I've got a good relationship with Forest, and if I did, then.
Yeah, sure.
No, but all I know, all I'm going to say is behind the scenes. That's all I'm going to say. No, wait, you know what? I'll say something. It's the CEO That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
Go on Google it.
He don't run over that white line door and play the football though, does he? The players do that.
No, it's not. It's not that, Lisa. It's like we brought in 14, 15
Never heard
players.
Door so depressed.
It is, man. No,
Yeah, I know.
seriously, like
And even worse, you've drawn them again, haven't you? In the cup.
I've got Cardiff for frig's sake, man. Like,
I've been waiting.
I'm not even bothered this week. I'm not even like. If it was Liverpool away, I'd be literally crying, literally. But we got Cardiff. But what about you, lot? What about Derby?
Surely. That's a banana skin in the making.
It is. That's definitely on TV. That's definitely going to be on TV.
It certainly is. They're not. They're playing quite well, surely. But
It's only going to be on TV because it's Wayne Rooney.
You know what, Lisa?
do you think it will be on TV, or do you think the
Definitely.
Marine game will be on
100%.
TV? The Marine,
100%.
surely, against Newcastle.
Yeah, I think Marine Tottenham's definitely got to be on the telly, surely.
There's Arsenal versus Newcastle, isn't there? There's
No.
Crystal Palace versus who they got.
Lee Tsunami wants to come in.
Oh, does he? Is it?
Yeah.
I can't see him in the thing. Oh, does he want the link? Let's
So yeah, just as a Forest fan right now, it's a nightmare. It is a nightmare behind the scenes. That's all I'm going to say.
I feel your pain because ours is behind the scenes and on the pitch, everything at the minute.
Yeah, but listen, I think the thing, Derby are playing shocking. But
Well, to be fair though, Dor, on the first half on Saturday, that's the best I've seen him play probably all season. But he went back to experienced players as opposed to the youth. Then he changed it around, and then it all went pear-shaped.
But it is what it is. Like all I'm going to say is go on Google and go on. What's his name? It's a Forest chief executive. He's a problem.
Right. Oh,
That's what it is.
We shall have a look on it. We just welcomed into the show for those Sharky, Toon Army TV, and how are you, Sharky?
Yeah, evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good, not too bad, thanks. Could have been a better FA Cup draw, mind, but there we go.
It's a toughie, isn't it? It is a toughie.
It is. I mean, we don't have the best record at the Emirates. We've only won once, and that was 2010 when we first got promoted back to the Prem, and Andy Carroll got the late winner. But it all depends on where both sides are, like in terms of where we all going to be in the league, fitness-wise. The games are coming thick and fast through Christmas. Arsenal, especially, because they've got obviously Europa League. Do they want to, defend the FA Cup? Yeah, it's going to be a strange one, but I am expecting Arsenal to get through.
There's it's much talked about at the moment, and a few people mentioned in the comments when we were doing the live stream that the Premier League are moaning a lot. A lot of managers of the Premier League are moaning about the amount of matches they're having to play and these schedules with the European matches, and a lot of people saying, are the Premier League clubs going to be taking the FA Cup really seriously this year with not having fans and all the rest of it, or do you think you will be putting out a strong side?
Are you about Steve Bruce?
Say again.
Are you about Steve Bruce?
Well, Steve Bruce, Klopp has been mentioning.
All right, Steve Bruce will go strong. I think he's a cup manager, isn't he? He'll go for it.
Yeah, he's going to go for it. Okay.
But I just think it'll be down to Arsenal's quality that'll probably end up winning them the game.
Yeah. That's a
Where's
tough game.
Convlogs?
I don't know. He's struggling. He's got a problem with sound. He can't hear what we're saying, so he keeps trying to get back in. Everything was fine before the show started, and then all of a sudden we're all sounding like Daleks to him. He can't hear us for some unknown reason.
So what was the main topics then, people? So just
FA Cup.
Cardiff home, man.
Yeah, it was FA Cup.
You know what? It would have been nice. You know what? If we played like a League 1 or League 2 team, it'd be more interesting.
We got Exeter, so that could be interesting for us. But we can't go for toffee at the minute. If anybody wants Jordan Rose, we might be selling him in the summer.
You know what? I'll take him.
What happened to Jordan Rose? Because he was such a good player.
I don't know. I have a funny feeling that we went and got in Sam Winnell, who got told he was going to be the main man, all this kind of stuff. And then on the last day of the transfer window, we managed to get Jordan Rhodes in. So he suddenly becomes the main man. And for whatever reason, it's one of the players we're always linked with on deadline day. We'll go for Jordan Rhodes. We finally get him in. It doesn't work. Whatever for whatever reason, we all thought it might work a bit better because Dad was goalkeeping coach at the time. That season just started to go downhill at Big Dale. And it's just one of those situations it's annoying because that's where our season kind of turned, where everything started to go wrong because you got Carlos going and we've not really been able to get back up to where we should be.
Right. This has been asked a few times in the comments, something about Big Dave returning to Wednesday.
So he's basically on about our Kosovan striker who's now playing in Cyprus, Ati Newhugh. For right now, Ati Newhugh would be a fantastic signing for Tony Pulis' side. 6 foot summer, target man, keep the ball down. At this moment in time, he would be fantastic for us, but we decided to let him go and not renew his contract. And we're now starting to see the kind of things of players that Monk didn't want go, and now the kind of manager we've now got, you could actually see him be a manager who could use them better to their strengths and stuff. Right. So it's an interesting one, that one. But we need goals, we need scorers, and we haven't got any at the minute. And that's the issue. It's all right showing up the defence and getting draws and stuff. That's not going to get us out of the predicament we're in. And no. I want us to go on a push. I want Tony Pulis to do well. And I think in January, you're going to see he'll go after some strikers. And it could be some players that he's had in the past that he knows that worked. And they might be 30-odd, but as long as the experience and the scoring, I don't think we'll care.
No. So one of the Blackpool fans has just posted on here, they want me to talk about the big match, which is Fleetwood versus Blackpool coming up. I would have talked about it a little bit more if we could get Ben in, because he's having trouble at the moment. It would have been a good one, but they're asking us, what do you think about that game? We've got Fleetwood, we listen to Ben every week, and they're banging goals in for fun. They're winning 4 and 5 and all this, and Blackpool are also have been on form, and we usually do Fleetwood. It's kind of, they can like a bit of a bogey side to them. So it's Fleetwood away though. So, but does it really matter if it's Fleetwood away or Fleetwood at home? But I'm thinking Blackpool can win that one. I don't know about you guys. You're going to stick up for Cods or Blackpool for that one?
You know what? I think it'll be a draw.
I'm the same.
That draw written all over it.
Everybody, there you are, Adam. Everyone's on the fence, so we'll move.
I'm going for Fleetwood win.
Fleetwood win, Lisa. Right, let's kick her off the chair. Kick her off now. Fleetwood win, right? Okay.
No, what? To be fair, I think I do want Blackburn to win because I thought it's Toya Lee. Is Jordan Gabriel scored on Saturday? Didn't
he did. And I'll tell you what, I like him. Honestly, this lad, I really like him. He's very quick. So I don't know if you saw the goal, but it was basically a tap-in on the line. And how he got from left back position to be there, because the shot came in from Demi Mitchell, hit the post and went across the goal, and he obviously got to the ball first and just put it over the line. But he's come from left back to score that goal, and he put it on the goal line. So he is so fast. He is really quick, and their left winger kept trying to get round him. No chance. No chance. Where we've got, the other way, we've got CJ Hamilton, who was just terrorising their left back, who just couldn't cope with him for pace. But he's a good player, this Gabriel. I don't think. I think you said before we got him that defensively he's not as good as he's a very attack-minded defender, but he's good. He's really good. We're hoping you don't want him back.
No. There's no chance. We've got about 10
loads of defenders. You keep coming on here saying how many defenders you got. I said to Jane, there's maybe a chance that they just don't need him and we can keep him. Maybe we'll just kidnap him or something, because he's Jane calls him the one with the hair.
We've got about 10 right backs, so no, we won't need him.
Question, what you said earlier about what's going on behind the scenes. Could that make Houghton think about leaving?
No, he won't leave. But
I don't think he'll leave.
He won't leave because, like I said, you need to remember.
I'm just going what some managers have done in the past when they've had things going on behind and things.
What I'm hearing, this one, I'm not going to say much because, like I said, it's on Facebook and I don't want people watching this. Forest was speaking to Houghton in February, March as a backup plan. in case something happens to Limucci. That's all I was going to say.
Yeah.
The CEO brought the players in.
Right, get you.
This is the problem. And Houghton came in. Was it last game of the transfer window? And he brought in Anthony Knockard. And then there's been more things happening. Like we went to built a new main stand.
Okay, never mind. I just read it all on Twitter. I can understand it now.
Yeah, do you understand it now?
I'm not going to say anything. No,
Yeah, do you understand it now?
Sense.
It's more like said we meant to build a new main stand, and basically the council met the CEO and they didn't agree.
No, what it was though, they said, "What's the point? Because you won't fill it anyway."
Gosh. But yeah, it's just it's the CEO. That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
There's so much history.
Anybody want to look it up? It's in the private chatting hours.
Oh, is it?
Sharky, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Derby's been linked with, in January, transfer window, that young lad of yours. You know, you've got the two brothers there.
Matty Longstaff?
Yeah, the younger one
Yeah.
who's not getting in the team. Derby's been with him on loan in January because McLaren obviously knows him from when he was up there and really rates him.
Yeah, that has been rumoured actually the last couple of days. To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind him dropping down into the Championship for a bit of experience. I think Derby would be the right club for him. You know, big club, similar to Forest, a club that, you know, wants to get back into the Premier League, and he just needs that competitive game, you know, each week, 2 games a week. You know, there was something going on behind the scenes that, you know, he was out the door and whatnot. Then we somehow gave him a 5-year deal out of nowhere. I thought he was gone, to be honest with you. I don't know where he was going to go. It was Watford and Udinese, and then he's staying. Sean, to be fair, they've both real got potential, but I just think with Matt, he does need to drop into the Championship, I think, just for that experience.
Sharky, a quick question, right? And I don't know if you know, I heard a little gossip, right? Jamal Lascelles could be going to Leicester in January transfer window.
Oh, I've never heard about that. Jamal Lascelles, he's been very hit-y-missy this season. He's not been his best, let's be honest. But then again, we've been very 50-50 this season. I think it's down to the football, the brand of football that we're playing, obviously under Steve Bruce. There's no doubt he's a great captain, you know, he's a great defender, but do I feel like he's captain material anymore? I don't think he is personally, but I'm not saying he's not a bad defender, but to go to Leicester,
I think he's a great defender.
to be fair, I don't like to disrespect our club, but I think that's a step up for him because Leicester are obviously doing quite well in the league. We're just a mid-table club, unfortunately.
No, what I heard is Rodgers wants him.
He's a brick. He is a brick wall. It's just whether or not the right deal can be thrashed out. Because you know what Mike Ashley's like. He'll take every last penny.
His mum and dad lived literally 30 seconds from where I live. Tim and Sarah, I know his mum and dad really well. They live down the road, so I'll find that for you.
You find out.
To be fair, after Fulham beating Leicester tonight, I mean that's probably a possibility, you know.
But what I heard is Brendan Rodgers wants him because he's building a house in Leicester.
Well, his brother, Jamal's brother, plays basketball for Leicester. Leicester Rise, whatever they're called.
To be fair, if he goes with my best wishes. You know, he's been a great player, been a great servant over the years, a great buy from Forest. Darlow's doing really well now. I think it's going to be difficult for Dubravka to get back in because he's really rubber stamped that number 1 spot. It's going to be difficult for our squad at the minute because we're plagued with you know what, and we might have our game against Villa postponed on Friday night.
We got Ben back in. Can you hear us?
Read the private chat.
Hello, Ben.
All right, cool. Let's have a look.
Hello, Cods. Hello, Ben.
God, you're back. Yeah, we can hear you, mate.
Only just.
Just about.
It's just like it cuts in and cuts out. I think it's froze.
Okay, all right.
All right, no worries, mate.
Sorry you've had problems.
Take care, Ben.
Bye.
No, he's
but no, honest, but unlike say Jamal Lascelles, great player. But if he does go, like I say, no hard feelings.
Yeah.
To be fair, we've got a lot of centre backs. Kieran Clark's coming in and doing a great job as well from Villa about 4 years ago. So, you know, we're going to have to trim our squad, aren't we? I mean, that's what's going to happen in January. I can say.
Could be a good little fire sale at Newcastle then.
I think we're going to lose some players. To be fair, we've got too many on the books that are still playing that well. We've got some up to 5 or 6 players who aren't even in the 25-man squad that could do a job in the Championship. That's the thing.
What's your thoughts on this comment there, Sharky? Sean P says Newcastle should be putting Joe Linton out on loan. He's shocking.
I would have said that maybe at the end of last season, but to be fair to the lad, he did score. He made an assist against Palace. I know they're poor, but he's now set a benchmark. He's got to perform in every game, not just turn up the odd game, because at the end of the day, we've paid a lot of money for him. He's working alongside Callum Wilson, who we know has got 7 goals already in 9 appearances. That's brilliant. For we're sent from Bournemouth, great money, good deal. But I just think with that partnership alongside Callum Wilson, he's going to learn a lot. And Callum Wilson gave him a few words in his ear before the Palace game, about how he plays his game and how he should, perform as a striker. And you could kind of see it on Friday. Just he's given goal with Jamal Lewis, who was signed from Norwich. I just want to see it on a regular basis, but it's under Steve Bruce, it's difficult to know where we are as a club, because 1 minute we're performing badly, the next minute it's good. But yeah, like I say, I'm still Steve Bruce out as far as I'm concerned. I know it would be Palace, but we need to be consistent. That's our problem.
I do not want that snake back at Sheffield Wednesday. You can keep him.
You're welcome. You're welcome back to Steve Bruce if you want. I mean,
no. He took his dog on a long walk and he ended up at Newcastle. That's on him.
That's true.
Do you think, with Newcastle, normally 50,000 there, you've got no fans, is that having an effect on home performances? Would you think, Sharky?
Yeah, I would say so. I'm not blaming the home, because they've been pretty bad on Steve Bruce since the lockdown, but I don't think that's really his fault. I just think it's down to the fact that we are a club that rely so much on the fans, because we're a football mad city and we love getting behind the team. Yes, it can be flat, but that's sort of down to Mike Ashley, and it's not helping at the minute. That we're still in tier 3, and I'm sure a lot of the country are in tier 3, and we need to get back in those games.
You're in tier 3, are you? Yeah, so you can't get anybody in.
And our squad has got the what, and our game against Villa getting postponed.
How will they, if you do become tier 2 and we'd be allowed 2,000, and is it still 2,000?
That's it.
How are they going to dish those 2,000 out at Newcastle? What's the plan?
I think from what I've heard, they're going to let a lot of the season ticket holders in who have been supporting the club the longest, so they'll probably let all the old folk in, which I think, to be fair, that's fine. Do you know what it is, right? I don't mind if a few thousand fans go in and I can't go, because I know eventually we're going to get back in, so I'm patient.
Yeah.
Yes, do you know what? I'd love to be there. I'd love it to be at 52,000 capacity like we get each week. But, if we get a couple of thousand, it's better than nothing. But I just know for a fine fact, and I can speak for all clubs, it's not going to stay like this. Like in a few months' time after that, we're going to get full houses. So it's about being patient, really. Health and safety and whatnot.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Right, a few people are asking for Football Prime Ginger to come in for his rant. We're going to do that after 9 o'clock. After 9 o'clock, we've got a few minutes left.
So, do you not know what happened up in Celtic?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I've seen that.
Listen to me, right?
Let him have his rant.
Let
him have his rant.
So, listen to me.
Prime Ginger doesn't seem to think anything happened.
Nothing happened. No, listen to me. It was just a bunch of fans got bit because lost. Come on, it's Scottish League football. Come on, it's 2 big teams in Scottish League. Come on.
Rangers are killing it this year. They're doing really well.
Are you not taking the Scottish League seriously, man? No.
Say what
listen to me, right?
I disagree with you, though.
Listen to me. If there was 6 or 7 big teams in Scottish League, yeah, fair enough. But it's Celtic and Rangers. Come on.
Can I say something about Forest and Derby? We're going to see that very, very soon, the way the results are going.
Oh,
you don't need to.
I'm just throwing that one out there. The way it's going. I mean, Sunderland had that a few years back, and they're still doing it.
Listen, I prefer to talk about Forest and Derby than Celtic and Rangers because listen to me, right? Rangers are top. We're Celtic. Celtic are second. They're going on.
Yeah, they are.
The Celtic fans are going on at the bottom of the league. Come on.
Oh yeah, no, they are. But let's you never know. His rant might be more to
when he comes. Wake me up. When he comes, wake me up.
To be fair though, it's amazing how it can all change in football. One season you're up on top of the world, next minute you're down there and you're all protesting and whatnot.
The second in league. The second in
no, I know, I get that, but I think it's just because they've been so used to winning things each season and they're not doing that.
Shocking.
It's about time someone else wins it. It's about time someone else wins it.
No, I'm. Do you know what? To be fair, I prefer Rangers over Celtic. I'll put that out there, and I'm really glad Stevie G's doing it. I'm so glad for him. pleased.
I prefer Rangers as well.
Heinz is asking you, Shark. He says, if you hate Ashley so much, why do you not boycott games instead of putting money in his pocket?
I did, to be fair, I did boycott last season, but you miss it though. You love being around the fan base. You love just having a bit of a piss up before the game and then going in and just vlogging it and just meeting up with your mates and just getting behind the lads as best you can. And then because we're such a football mad city, but we can't keep away. It's difficult. And when you're playing top flight football, you're playing against Man United, Chelsea. To be fair, I did boycott last season because of Steve Bruce. Not down to Steve Bruce, just the way Rafa was, under Mike Ashley. But deep down, I still missed it though. The fact that Chelsea 1-0 in the 90th minute, Man City 2-2. You miss these sort of games.
Right.
It's the same thing with
Scotland are not happy with Door.
Listen to me, right? It's what? I'm not allowed opinion. This is why everyone's a bellend because I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed.
Hey, can I have your opinion? But we're gonna let Football Fan Junior have his say.
Oh, he's just gonna say Celtic. Listen, Celtic lost in the cup. They lost in the cup. Come on. Come on, bring him on.
Joe, we know what you're saying about Scottish football.
We understand what you're saying.
It's been just two teams for a long, long time, and Celtic and Rangers are very, very dominant. And but I would imagine there is such a big passion up there for Celtic, to win again. I think they were going for the record
10 titles.
10 titles.
Well, I think Rangers have already done that, haven't they? I think Rangers did that before, didn't they? Or is 10 the most ever?
Listen to it. I think it was Oxford and someone else in the I think it was Oxford and someone else in the League Two. Who was it?
I'd like to go to an Old Firm derby game. I would just like to experience one. So I would actually like to go. Yeah. But I do agree with you that really Scottish football is just
it's just two teams. But it's the same as like if you look at French football, it's PSG and no one else really.
To be fair, in Europe we've played Celtic and Rangers, and I have to say they've both got great fans.
They're great fans. Yeah,
I prefer Rangers to Celtic.
But also last season, I went to watch Derby there last year. We had a pre-season friendly against Glasgow Rangers. Went up in the coach for the day. Went up in the morning. Came back straight after for a friendly game last year. I've experienced it. They were brilliant.
It's good. It's great.
The thing is, as well, when you go to Scotland, you've got obviously Celtic and Rangers are in Glasgow, but there's so many clubs who are just either a suburb of Glasgow, basically, or they're 20 miles away. I mean, these teams, it's a little bit like, it'd be like Blackpool and Fleetwood playing AFC Blackpool one week and AFC Fylde the next week and South Shore the next week and a North Shore team the next week. They're all, there's just so little compared because they're all just basically, it's such a small,
The prime example is in Manchester, really, when you got Man City and Man United dominating, and then you got the clubs like Bolton, Wigan, and in the background, and they can't do much in terms of fan base and whatnot because you've got the dominance of Man United and Man City. Obviously, you've got the London clubs as well, like
exactly
Chelsea.
Right. Yeah, if it was Manchester, you'd have Trafford FC would be in it or something. And these are how big these other clubs are. They just, I don't know. I don't know really how it will ever be anything other than what it is. It's only ever going to be.
It's the younger generation. Once the younger generation starts supporting these non-league clubs, then I think then more people start turning away from the sort of bigger clubs. That's when it'll start taking off. I mean, you're seeing it with certain clubs already. Like FC United of Manchester. They're starting to form and they're coming up. And you could argue for clubs like Fleetwood, who have come up there, through the non-league system into the football league, and it just goes to prove it can happen. But you just need fans to move away from the sort of bigger clubs. So, for example, Newcastle, you could go and support Gateshead, you could go and support Blythe. Then they could really, if they get the fans in, start climbing up the pyramid. But it's going to take a lot of effort.
Yeah. It is just gone 9 late.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's just do.
By the way, I hope Derby and Forest can sort themselves out because I do see you both as big clubs.
I do, thanks, Sharky. So do I.
I hope he's going to climb back in the season of the Premier League under.
The thing, yes, I hate Derby. I'm not going to keep bragging and saying about it, but Lisa, when are these Kuwait's taking over? It's taking the.
Yeah, I keep hearing about it.
Right.
I hope it goes through.
Let's call it.
Wayne Rooney says it's going to be within the next 48 hours.
Cool. Hi, Ben. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hi, Ben. What's your point?
Oh, well, I was agreeing with obviously like Gateshead. I feel bad for them as well because they got such a big and nice stadium that could be used for League One or something. But
I go along myself.
They haven't got much fans. I think it's like they can only fill up even less than 1%.
I can tell you, it's 11,500 capacity stadium. Under Gary Mills in 14-15 season, when they nearly went into the Football League, got 1,500, but now they get about 1,000. So it's not bad really for where they are. But I do agree with you.
Yeah, I thought they they couldn't pay it off at some point, so they had to something. Oh yeah, because obviously they got that relegation.
Yeah,
which is quite bad. Anyway, obviously Arsenal lost. Thank goodness Ben isn't here, so he doesn't make a joke about that. But I've actually obviously the place I live in, Kent. We're in a tier 3 lockdown. However, I'm let's say I'm kind of lucky. I can go to one of my local sides and watch them while they're behind closed doors. So hopefully, it's football. It's good to see.
Are you an Arsenal fan?
Yeah, Arsenal, and then I'm like more of the non-league side.
Can I just say you've got us in the FA Cup? How do you feel?
Yeah, I know.
To be fair, dude, I'm dreading it. Absolutely dreading it.
I wouldn't rule Newcastle out of it, to be honest. They got a good chance of winning when they are.
To be fair, it's if Steve Bruce goes strong, and it depends where Arsenal are. I'm sort of counting on you not to have done so well around Christmas, but it depends on your squad, really. It depends what he takes more seriously, the Europa League, the FA Cup. Do you want to defend that? Do you know what I mean?
Because we could just play like Nelson and Nketiah, Balogun, and players like that, and we get thrashed against Newcastle. Or
if Steve Bruce goes 5 at the back, I think you got a great chance.
Yeah,
he loves his 5 at the back.
Yeah. And then obviously, Ebbsfleet can't play at the moment. We're still in a isolation, so I think we're back next week.
I'm confident by the 16th of December we're going to all be put in elite tier 2 and we'll be able to go to like some sort of non-league game around the area. I'm hoping so anyway.
Yeah. This
can I question that everyone? I know, like, whoever's when we do go back to tier 2, are you looking to go to the games or not?
Not for me. I've got people who I've got to make sure are safe.
I'm not bothered, if I'm honest.
We've got our season ticket and we'll be going if we can get in, definitely.
Because I'm telling you what, you were talking about Gateshead as well. I'm hoping if we can get tier 2, there's Gateshead versus Blythe, which is like a local derby in non-league. And that's on the 26th of December.
I'd
love to go and see that.
The only thing is, though, there's apparently one of the non-league managers, Concord, or their chairman, said that there's going to be no away fans, which is a bit disappointing.
But if the thing is, in that sort of game, you can just pretend to be a Blythe fan and just get yourself in.
Yeah, that's true.
It's easy.
Yeah, that's what happened in the FA Cup or something.
Yeah, just pretending. They can't prove anything, so you just go walk in, go watch a game of football. Do you know what I mean?
You can stand anywhere in a non-league ground, can't
That's what I'm saying. Like I say, it might be a derby, but Gateshead, for example, Blythe versus Gateshead, they can't tell if you just go in like playing gloves.
Yeah,
they can't prove anything.
Yeah,
that's true. So,
okay. Cheers, Ben.
Nice talking to you, man.
Right. Cheers, Ben. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Good call, that was.
That was.
Yeah, it was. Right, we got Ryan, who's going to be obviously... Hi, Ryan. You're going to be ranting about Scottish football. Tell us all about Scottish football and why we're all wrong.
Yeah, well, regard to geographically,
yes,
you're kind of wrong there, Lee, because you've got clubs in Edinburgh, which is you've
got Edinburgh,
Highlands, two, you've got one club in the Highlands, you've got two in the northeast, and obviously a couple of not in the Premier League, obviously, but there's clubs in the south of Scotland, kind of the south and the Annan.
How many clubs? How many actual clubs are within 50 miles of Rangers? Within 50 miles? So we're talking like from here to Manchester. How many football clubs are in that?
But what we could be talking?
I'm talking the whole of Scottish football. How many of the teams in the Scottish football leagues are within 50 miles of Glasgow?
You're talking possibly at least about a good 70-80%.
This is what I'm saying. So 17 clubs in the Scottish Football Leagues are within 50 miles of Glasgow.
No, I need 70-80%.
Yeah, so that's exactly that's just what I've said. It's impossible for those little clubs to ever get up and challenge.
I don't think so.
When they're so close to Glasgow.
I don't think so, because you've got a club in the 5th tier of Scottish football.
Yeah.
Celtic Hearts, who's been managed by Barry Ferguson at the minute, who have been running the Lowland League, totally running it. So and obviously you've got Cove Rangers, who are top of the league in League One.
Yeah.
It's the 3rd tier. So they could be into the Championship next season.
Yeah.
Which is a massive achievement for a club in Aberdeen.
I do get that, but can you ever see these clubs like challenging to be? We're talking about there's 2 big clubs in Scotland, the Celtic and Rangers, and they just win everything, more or less everything, not everything, but more or less everything every year, and that's been going on since God knows when. Can it ever change? Can that ever change? And could you ever have, say, 4 or 5 clubs at the top of the Scottish Premier League to make it exciting?
The last time a club out with the Old Firm won anything was 2014.
Yeah.
It was the Scottish Cup.
Yeah.
In 2014. And going back to what Lisa was saying, even though I wasn't at the game, I seen the clips online, and that was a smashing game. Both sets of fans, the Rangers fans and the Derby fans, smashing game.
But at the same time, what we're trying to say is that it does, from us looking in from England, there is only 2 teams every year. And can that be broken? Because Rangers and Celtic get to spend big money than other teams. It's a little bit like saying, because they get to the Champions League and stuff, they get that extra money. It's like having the Championship parachute payments. So they get that money to be able to look on. How is that fair on the rest of the clubs?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. But during the time the Rangers weren't in the league, I mean, teams like Aberdeen and Hamilton did run Celtic close up until at least maybe say December time, and then we completely bottled it.
Yeah.
But going to my main point, which is totally disregarding Dor earlier on, it says to me that.
What did he say? What?
Disregarding you.
You know how it was nothing last night? It was nothing. Well, it's now come out today during the podcast that they're looking at, if you are arrested for assaulting a policeman,
right,
then you will be ordered to pay the money for the policeman's recovery.
Yeah, but you know, right, Margaret was right. Margaret was with that situation, right? They lost to it was a cup game, wasn't it? It was a cup game against Ross County. Celtic lost this is where I do agree with you. They played a B team. They played the B team, and you got Celtic fans trying to go for who are they going for?
They've lost 2 games in 10. Two games. They've won 2 games in 10.
Which team was it? Which team was it that you got beat to? Who?
Ross County.
Where are they in Scotland? How far away from Glasgow is Ross County?
Up in the Highlands.
It's way away.
Highlands.
Yeah, Highlands.
Yeah, so how come there were Celtic fans up there causing trouble?
They weren't.
No, they were causing trouble in Glasgow, were they?
Yeah.
The game itself was at Celtic Park.
There was,
but we've speaking of the Rangers fan, we've had 9 years of Celtic dominance.
That's my point. That's my point.
We as a club have never once acted like that.
No, you haven't. I'll agree with that.
And I think that was my point. Like Celtic, they've won it 9 and a bounce because it's Rangers year. They're getting upset and blaming Lennon. Come on, man.
You got to remember some of the trophies that he's won for Celtic as well. He even came in a difficult time. I think this is like his second time back at Celtic, and he's actually delivered trophies. So at the end of the day, all clubs can have a dodgy season, and I think, you know what? I think sometimes the Celtic fans have got to look at Rangers and think, you know what? Fair play to them. Like, they've turned it around and they've had a good start of the season. Yeah, okay, a lot can change. It's still early days yet. Celtic could have a very good, period after the winter break, and Celtic and Rangers could slip up. Do you know what I mean? I still think it's...
I'm going to move on. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you very much. And thanks for putting us all right on Scotland. I'm going to bring Luke in because he's been waiting for a while, and then we're going to finish probably with Football Prime Ginger with his rant.
Yeah.
So bring Luke in. Hi, Luke.
Hey, mate.
Evening.
Hey. Evening. You've got a couple of questions for us.
Yes, Luke.
This is Luke.
Yeah, I've got a general question to start off with. What are your thoughts on concussion substitutes?
I think even if you use all your subs, it should be allowed because it's the player's health that's more important. Look at that injury that happened at the weekend for the Wolves player, fractured skull. You don't want to see that. If a player's that bad and you've run out of soup, you let them just take. That
Shearer was correct though. Like, you should not even be going back on that pitch.
No.
You should not be going back on that pitch.
What the worst one is, if anyone remembers, if it was the Hugo Lloris thing, where he was telling the physio that he was fine to play, and he was not fine to play.
It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous concussion, and I got concussed when I was a kid. I was slipped on some ice and hit my head on the back, and I had to spend the night. And I was getting like double vision.
Could you not hear the shout or when it happened? The connection. Oof, it was bad.
It sounded bad. It looked bad.
Yeah.
Just got another interview with Forest player. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Do you know what it is? All right? Just to save all the hassle, everyone should just get a pet check, little head thing, and just play like that, and then there'll be no problems.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, that one. What's your next question?
Head shield, that's what it's called. Every player should wear one of them. All 11 players. There you go, no problems.
Yeah, well, I mean, Petr Cech, they told him he could stop wearing it, but he never would he? He would always keep that head.
Oh, do you know what? That's what I remember him for. Like, it was just brilliant. It was just different.
Does anyone remember when you used to play FIFA and he used to go into you used to sign him who was in the office with a helmet on it? Coded and just go, we'll just take it off for when he's inside. No, we'll have it on.
Memories, absolute memories.
It's like he was doing full kit John Terry.
Yeah, memories.
Great question, Luke. And you got another one, I do believe, for us.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Tyler how Ben Watson's doing at Charlton.
Yeah, how is Ben Watson doing?
On Saturday against Ipswich, he was absolutely phenomenal and unbelievable. It was the best I'd seen him play all season. He bossed that midfield. It was unbelievable. He was so good.
Luke, bring him back. Luke.
He loves the yellow card though. He loves the yellow card for us. He's got like 6 or 7. But...
Quick question about Ben Watson, Mike. Quite a lot of Forest fans miss him, and that's what. Like last season, Luke, give me his number. I'll bring him back.
Why have you sent him out on loan? What was it?
That's a permanent. It's a permanent signing.
Permanent. Oh,
yeah,
permanent.
Bring him back. Bring him back.
Nah, I think we'll keep him.
You're not going to get him back.
The thing about Ben Watson, he's clever up there, and that's the thing about he's clever.
Yeah,
up there.
very. Yeah.
And he was fantastic with his last season.
Question is though, first we're doing well though. Would you want him back?
Yeah.
I was actually stunned. Like you let him go.
You know what? The thing about Forest was disrespectful to Ben Watson because when a player leaves, you always say Ben Watson is especially left Nottingham Forest. Forest didn't do that.
Haven't Forest got about 40 players though? I'm sure you got loads to choose from, but you just don't seem to have the right team.
No. Defenders. Remember this. We've got defenders.
I'm sure we've had this conversation before, Joe.
Yeah,
I'm sure we have.
All defenders, according to.
I'm sure we've had this conversation before.
We've got. Listen to me. Do you want Jack Colback back? You can have Jack Colback if you want.
Oh no. We wanted rid of him. That's fine. You can have him. That's absolutely fine.
Listen to me.
He was free to go at any club he wanted to go back to. Whatever club he wanted to go to. It's fine.
Listen, I was against coming to Forest. Remember, 15 bookings in the first season.
By the way, persist with Chris Hughton. He's doing a good job.
No, listen to me. I feel for him, but
so do I.
It's behind the scenes. What's making Forest?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just read the private chat. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
And
I will do.
you're just full of excuses. Face it, you crap as Derby.
He's a ball down there.
Lisa, listen.
The table doesn't lie.
Lisa, it's a League One talk for both of us next season.
Could be for
I
us as
think
well,
you're right,
so
but-
we might be joining you.
More likely for Derby than Forest, I think.
Listen to I remember. Was it who was cussing about Wickham? Wickham deserved to be in league in the Championship.
Oh, good. Gotcha.
Yeah. How did Wickham play against Derby, Lisa?
The first half, Derby bossed it. We were played really well. Second half, obviously, like I said, Rooney made them changes and changed the balance of the side. And they brought that big Ekim, whatever his name is. And they're just oofing the ball to him and hoping it'd get onto the end of it. And basically, he did for their equaliser sort of thing. So,
You got lucky at the end, though, man, when they hit the crossbar. That was a good shot.
yeah, it was.
Is that your questions for tonight? Because we're going to go on to the rant from Football Prime, Ginger.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Cool.
Cheers, Luke, mate.
I tell you what, though, man, when Wickham was so unfortunate not to get a 3 points there, man. They were. But first off, I think you could have been 3 or 4.
Yeah, we could have
right.
done.
Right, go on.
Prime, Ginger, for his foot. Come on, tell us all about it.
We're just
From the beginning.
right. So obviously we took on Ross County. The worst game I've probably ever seen us play. Put out our first team, quite a strong lineup, I must say. Then yeah.
No, you didn't. Liars.
Celtic team, we put out our first team. Odson Edward was playing. Scott Bates was playing, who is our first team keeper. And obviously, Ross County got a penalty. Christopher Gillian, he didn't need to slide in like that when the ball wasn't necessarily going to go to a dangerous position in the box. Then Ross County went 1-0 up, and then that was the start of the absolute horror show from Celtic. And then time was ticking. We just didn't really have a chance. Odson Edward had a chance, but that went over the bar. And then Ross County scored a second, and then that's when Twitter went mad. That's when fans went to Celtic Park.
Pathetic.
And that's when that's when the madness started. I just want to say, look, as a Celtic fan, I'm absolutely disgusted at the Celtic fans that went. I put up on my story a video of Celtic fans throwing a fence at a police car, trying to throw bottles at the players' car. I mean, it take a police escort to get the players out of the stadium. That's just ridiculous. And yeah, I'm so disappointed in the fans. I get, yes, we do have the right to protest, not necessarily right now because of coronavirus, but not in that way. We can't protest when attacking police officers, attacking police cars. It's just, it is out of order. But I did see a document today. Well, apparently it's leaked. Apparently it was a leaked document, and it said that Neil Lennon has left. I don't know if it's true. And then it went on to say that Celtic have appointed Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane as our assistant. I don't know if that's true. As I said, if it is, then I don't know what.
No.
Can I just say something on Celtic though? I just think it's the pressure on the players because they know that you could get that 10th title, and I just think you're feeling the pressure. Obviously, Celtic are a big club. I've taken nothing away from them, so are Rangers. But I think Rangers have learned a lot from last season. That you've got to give them a lot of credit where it's due. Like, they're scoring more goals, they're a lot more ruthless. They've signed some good players. They don't concede as many. You've only got to look at how well they've done in the Europa League qualifying. They've done well in the Cup. They've done well in the league. Celtic, I just think personally, this sort of the start of the season, you're feeling the pressure. But that's not to say in the second half of the season it can't all change. I still think it's early days.
Yeah,
I'm getting a lot of stick in the comments from
here. Become a wife of the Celtic fan. Yes, Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane coming in. Yeah, the legend. You're going backwards again. If you're going to go forward, stop hiring ex-Celtic managers. Try something different. I know you tried it with Delaney. It didn't really work out.
Three managers you could get as either, I'd say, Gordon Strachan,
Again, managed it before.
Yeah, I know he's favourites for the job right now.
Do you want Steve Bruce?
Yeah, I'd honestly take him.
You can have him. Free of charge.
Going twice. So to Celtic.
There's obviously people saying Henrik Larsson. I don't know if
can I have Billy Davis?
No.
Ginger, I'm getting a lot of stick in the comments about what I've said about Scottish football being just a two-team league.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Lee, it's okay. It's okay, Lee.
But what I want to ask the Scottish fans now, while we're on the Scottish fans posting in, are you really happy with a league that is just always Rangers and Scotland and Rangers and Celtic year in, year out, every year? It's one or the other.
Well, look at the gap look at the gap to Aberdeen and Fortuna. There's just nothing there.
This is our worst run of form since the 1950s.
Ginger, you've won. Oh, come on! You've won 9 times in a row. You can have one season to be poor. Come on.
Well, I think where he's coming from is the wrong time to be poor if they're going for that record 10th. But what I'm saying is sometimes you've got to understand those Rangers are playing some good football. Do you know what I mean? You can't stop them right now.
Yeah.
Come on, what is it? You've gone out of the cup, you've gone out of Europe, you're just having a really bad time. And this happens in football. Football clubs have bad times. The bad thing for you is your bad time is coming when you're going for that 10th.
Right, look at Derby. Derby boxing the pie, and I'm laughing.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
You're only 5 points better off, though.
We're 21st, you're 24th.
To be fair, though, and the way I say it as well, like with Celtic going out of these cup competitions, you've only got the league to focus on, so maybe you can start throwing some points back. Like, to be fair, you've got 2 games in hand, you'll still be points off Rangers, but I think it would all be 5. But then Rangers have still got Europa League and they've still got the cup competition. So when the Christmas period comes and the games come thick and fast, it might work out in Celtic's favour. Do you know what I mean? I still think it's early days.
Yeah. But then again, like going back on the fan incident, it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens to the fans who threw the fences at the cars, to the police vans. And in my opinion, personally, I'd give them a fine, obviously, and because that could be Scottish football. I don't know, could be to
it's daft, really, like doing that in a coronavirus sort of time. You know what I mean? Like if you have an opinion, keep it to yourself and just protest when maybe at the end of the season, not like during the season when there's so much can change.
Yeah, exactly, and especially in this pandemic when you've got about 500 fans not social distancing.
They could set football back big style.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand your passion, but I just think with where you're at the minute, I just think so much can change in football. It can change so.
Yeah, it just shows that obviously this was a season we've been hyping up to for the last 10 years, and to not win it now, then like that's obviously going to be heartbreaking because Rangers done this, and then as soon as they were going to get 10 in a row, we won the league. So that would be them. I don't know. Some could say getting revenge on us. But yeah, no, we need to beat them again on the 2nd of January. I think if Rangers beat us on the 2nd of January, then I don't see us winning the league.
I think you're done. I think you'll be done if you don't win them.
Also, you could argue fans as well. Obviously, being your big season, there's no fans there. That could be the real frustration for Celtic fans as well. Would I not be wrong there?
Can I ask a question, Mike?
Would it have been a true 10 in a row, though, with Rangers not being in it for most of the years? Would it be? Is it a true 10 in a row? I don't think it is. How many years was it before Rangers came back?
I believe it was 6 years without Rangers. I think.
So six years with no competition.
Exactly.
Kind of what we're saying.
Let me say something, right? You know, last season when I think Rangers were top about, was it 10 points? And everyone bragged about it.
Losing by Christmas time, yeah.
Yeah, and Celtic 10 games in a row won it and they won the league. How many points is Celtic behind Rangers?
Right now we are 11 with in hand.
Don't get that, man. Don't get that. Come on.
Thing is, as well, you've got 2 games in hand as well. If you win them 2, that's what I'm trying to say. Like Rangers, they've got the European competition, they've got the cup competition, they've got games to play around Christmas time. So that's where Celtic can easily capitalise.
Yeah. Rangers last season, they was picking up 1-0 wins for example at for example Ross County away. They were winning 1-0, 2-0. Now every game they play now, they're winning convincingly. I mean, example, they beat Aberdeen 4-0.
I just think so much can change over the season. I just think, we're talking about December now.
I'll find a league table.
Yeah.
This is just
a lot of games to go, and I think it's overreaction by Celtic fans. And if you do not win it this season, it's time for you to have that rebuild. That's simple as.
Think about what's going to be in May if we don't win the league. If we think it's bad now, I mean, the fans will be 10 times worse.
Yeah.
If Rangers win the league, and I'm not just saying that. I mean,
right.
Anyway, thank you, call, mate.
Look.
Cheers, Ginger. But you can't. Right. Thank you, Ginger. Thank you for great call.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
I know. It's just the thing is though, you can't start rioting because
Rangers are 14 points clear of Aberdeen in 3rd.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's just like there is no competition in that league whatsoever.
That's my point.
But then why would you be rioting over the fact you've got like a few bad results? I mean, I can understand.
It's because it's like Newcastle Sunderland. They just don't like each other. It's all down to passion. That's all it is. One club wants to dominate forever and ever and ever and ever, and that doesn't always happen. Like Man United, they had their time in the Premier League. They kept winning it, but now all of a sudden Man City are winning it all the time, and they don't like it. Do you know what I mean? That's just the way it goes.
But even so, at least in the Premier League, you do get different teams winning it. I know Leicester was a one-off, but you could never see that happen in the Scottish League. Could you? You could never see a Leicester.
I don't know. I mean, I watched. To be fair, I do watch the SPL show, and I think you see signs from the likes of Aberdeen and Hibs, but they just drop off, don't they? If they get a bit more money in them, then it's possible. It just takes that one club to win it, and then that's what I'm saying. Like Leicester City winning the Premier League is given the likes of Wolves, and that I know that Wolves will probably not win it, but do you see where I'm coming from? Like they're building good sides.
I get that. Yeah, if one team did just win it, it could change Scottish football forever.
Yeah.
Will it ever happen? Will it ever happen?
Probably not in my lifetime. Probably not in my lifetime.
I don't think in my. I don't think I'll be able to see it.
The ones buying Derby, send them to Hearts or Hibernian or somewhere like that.
The other question as well
when they do, wake me up, because you
can get these super rich Arabs and all this, coming in and buying Premier League teams. Would a super rich multi-billionaire buy Ross County?
No.
Would they?
No.
Is there any money in it for them to do it?
There's no money there to make.
Exactly, that's the problem, isn't it?
If I do remember, I think it was Livingston. Livingston brought a rich owner. And look at Livingston. Look at him, man. Come on. It's not a topic anymore. Forget about Scottish football.
But they always say in football, strange things happen.
Yeah, I think that's show.
It can happen. Right.
Listen, I do apologise, Scottish fans. I do love you. Please don't hate me. It just might be.
You've caused a stir.
We just always think it's a bit of a shame. Well, I always think it's a bit of a shame that there isn't a bit more competition up there, and I sometimes wonder how it's ever going to.
If that's the case, bring them down our pyramid. Then if the Welsh clubs can come in, bring them in. Then they say put them in League 1, League 2. Make them start from the bottom.
They don't want to come in. Celtic be like Derby, 24th in the league.
Honestly, right. Put them in League 1 or League 2 and make them work their way up.
People have been talking about that. They've been talking about that for years. Like put Rangers and Celtic in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like it's been talking about that for years. The thing is, though, how would they actually do in the Premier League, Celtic and Rangers?
They'd be more championship, in my opinion.
Championship level.
I think they struggle.
Celtic and Rangers
they might be.
What would happen to Scottish football?
Sheffield United look like they're going to beat that in a minute.
What would happen to Scottish football if Rangers and Celtic came in?
More competition. More competition. That means different winners every season.
Yeah.
It would make different winners, but there wouldn't be the money.
Well, if you keep it, Europa League, I mean, They're keeping if you keep the Champions League spot, imagine like Hibernian that in the Champions League. I mean,
you know what? You know what?
If Rangers and Celtic let the Scottish League, it actually probably make it more interesting.
Honestly, that's what I would.
Interesting, but would it survive?
Where's Gogsy? We need him.
Honestly, Lee, I do. If you put Rangers and Celtic in these leagues, and then you the rest will have the competition, it will bring some money because one season it'll be Hearts, one season it'll be Hibs, the next season it might be Motherwell, next minute it might be, I don't know, like St Johnstone, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like a bit of money for winning the league. I mean, there's no money in that league anyway. Even with Celtic and Rangers in it, there's nothing there. So by getting rid of them, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference.
Yeah, I think that's it. Though.
So, Scottish fans, then, would you like Celtic and Rangers to come into the Football League? I don't think they should be allowed to come into the Premier League, as they've been asking. But if they wanted to come in, they'd have to.
No. I say they've got to work their way up. Like they've got to earn the right to be in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I agree.
100%.
I mean, there's so many clubs. There's so many clubs down in the bottom leagues that are worrying that they're even going to survive this season. So there may well be some spots available.
That's why Boris needs to chop and let the fans back in as soon as possible.
He does. Yeah, absolutely. Right, folks. I think we've kind of done it as far as we can. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about? Or
thanks for having me in.
Really?
Just don't talk about Scotland League again.
Don't ever go to Scotland on your holiday. You'll be a wanted.
Yeah.
Well, Lee, next week when Doe comes back in, we'll talk all about Scottish League all over again next week.
Lisa, I'm already a wanted man by some Scottish jobs.
This clip will be forever look back at by all Scottish fans.
Yeah, this will be clipped all over the place.
Wait, it'll be what's his name? Gogsy and Co. Yeah, come on, bring it on.
Right, folks. Thank you very much for you all coming on.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, lads.
We'll hopefully get back. I don't know what happened to him this week.
Lisa, you can go on the Derby Fan TV now. Pete wants you.
I know he's on tonight. Actually, to be fair.
Yeah, he's getting more depressed every day.
He's getting a lot of stick just at the minute. Have you noticed?
Good, he deserves it.
Leave him alone.
Check on him.
Thanks to everyone. Thanks to Tyler. If you haven't, Tyler Rawlinson on YouTube, Charlton fan, Toon Army TV, Door on Tour, Punk Chef 41, and Lisa is what is it?
Derby County Fan TV.
Who?
Derby County Fan TV.
If you want to watch Derby Fan TV and you want it early night, go and watch them. You'll fall asleep.
Well, that bombshell will leave it. Thanks for being on.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye bye.
Up the Rams.
Up the Forest.
The Reds are going up.